Well, guys, here is a brand new video series I've been wanting to do for a long time, and this is After X Reports for Age of History 2. I've been playing this game since like after Thanksgiving of 2019, back when it was called Ages of Civilization, and it's basically, as I always call it, the poor man's Vicky 2 and all that. It's a grand strategy game, but it runs on turns and all that instead of real time. It actually has more depth in terms of like making countries. You can literally make your own country, name it everywhere you want, make it your own flag, change the government on the fly, change the name. I think I already said change the name, and change your nation's color on the map, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's really cool, although I haven't quite figured out fully yet still, which I'm still trying to after all these years. But anyways, this was the first game that I finished, because there is no technical end date for the game, but on 1440 starts, I always ended at 1836 to be like, hey, like EU4 into Vicky 2, basically. So yeah, first game I finished, as this was me playing Ryazan, which was like Russian state, somewhere like around here, I believe it was. And yeah, I spent a good chunk of the game at first just building up my economy and all that. And I took over a puppet state right here, Odiev, I think it was called. And eventually formed into a union with them, which changed my name. Eventually took them all over, and I played this game a lot when I was sick recently. I did like the save in like 4 days, because there was not much else to do. And yeah, I eventually allied Lithuania, and I just slowly just took over everything else in the area. I took over like Muscovy, Perm, and all of them, and kept like expanding outward, out to like here, like kind of like how historically Russia did. And eventually, I was able to colonize out here, because a lot of this area was uncolonized. So I was able to like quickly spread all the way to the far east eventually. And then I reached Alaska, and I eventually started colonizing Alaska and such. And I slowly started spreading down here. I wanted to take over more territory, but didn't have enough time to do it, unfortunately, which was disappointing. But I got a lot of that done too. I eventually took over because Poland colonized like all the islands up here. Once me and Lithuania killed Poland, we took them all over and such. And eventually, I expanded into the Caucasus, which was really annoying since Circassia was down there. Man, they were irritating. I took over a good chunk of Central Asia and such. Eventually, I decided to game end Lithuania in 2 wars. My former ally for 100 years, they didn't stand a chance and all that. I eventually took over all of Sweden and Novgorod up here. And when I took over the territory, I made the Finland Republic. So that's why I became a republic myself, the Republic of Ryazan, and made him my puppet. And I forced, eventually, Moldavia and the Teutonic Order to be my puppets and all that. And I had made their borders look nice and clean and such. And recently I was at war with the Ottomans, and we wanted to end the war quickly. So I peaced out. Unfortunately, they did get some territory right here, which I didn't think they were going to get, because I just thought I was doing a white peace. But they took the territory, much to my chagrin, as I'm trying to think of what territory they got. Yeah, like, good chunk of territory right there and such. And yeah, so, stats-wise, income really cooked in that regard. As you can see, like, all these areas where I have a whole bunch of income, those are the areas I developed the most throughout the game. Population, too, as you see, I built them up like crazy. Economically, have so much territory in terms of economic development. It was just insane, as I'm the #1 power in the world with almost 12 million pops, army of almost 200,000 people. At its height, it was almost 300,000, but the war with the Ottomans recently prevented me from getting it back up in time. And have an economy of over 4.5 million, which is not even the highest, too. A lot of this stuff's not even the highest I've ever done this game, because I have one save from over a year ago that I never finished yet, but I don't know if I'm going to, because it was a 1200 start, so it's going to be like heavily biased and all that. But yeah, guys, this was my Republic of Ryazan playthrough. Oh yeah, and the one thing left to do is show the stats off right here. As you see, in this game, just like in Vicky 2, having a whole bunch of heavy ships biases your score. This game having a giant economy biases your score. I have 4,000 points, and over 75% of it is from my economy alone. second prestige, second population, but I obliterate everyone in economy. Just absolutely wild. But yeah, guys, that was my Republic of Ryazan playthrough, and hope you all enjoyed. And now here's the final results. This part will take quite a while because I have to surrender, and when you surrender, it shows your entire progress throughout the game, and it takes a while, but it shows you all the goodies too. So I hope you all enjoyed my Republic of Ryazan playthrough to see how it went through history.